Guys, we got a bit of a serious situation here. Last week's video, I made a joke about Molly in it, and I think some of y'all were right in the comment sections that I was going to regret that because I've been kicked out of the house and I'm stuck here in the cargo trailer. But don't you worry, because today's sponsor is FlexiSpot, and they sent out their amazing XR4 recliner. And not only do I have their recliner, I got chips, I got drinks, I got AC, I got my laptop for my shows. So maybe this wasn't so bad after all. Gosh darn it! But in all honesty, I have been using this recliner for a couple weeks now, and it has been my go-to place, Molly can attest to that, after a long day's work, because this thing is big and cozy. These armrests are super cushiony, and best of all, power recline. A super handy feature is when you're laid back like this headrest actually has multiple stops in it, so you can get your head just right for when you're watching a Woodbrew video on TV. And if you aren't watching on a TV, you got a handy dandy USB port right there, so you can plug your phone, kick back and relax. Did I mention that it not only rocks, it also swivels, which is gonna be super nice with a baby on the way. If you'd like to get yourself a very durable yet inexpensive with all the features recliner, you can use the link in the description below and use coupon code XR430 to get $30 off as well as free shipping. And Mabel can attest, it's pretty good. Her and I hang out here pretty much every single night. Let's get into the build.
While Dylan finishes up taping the interior, I'm going to move on to finishing our roof panels. And I'm going to be smart about this and do this before they are installed, because I did that on our last camper and that was awful. So I'm going to do it before they get installed.
So I've been sanding and putting back up our panels that came off. We had to sand them because they were just super, super rough when they were originally painted. But I just want to show you what we're dealing with here. This is mind-blowing. So if you look at the bottom, like the obvious thing to do would be like rest the plywood on the floor. That'd be easy. But like it's off the ground over here, flush on the ground over there. Then this gap tapers from like 1.5 inches to 1/2 inch. Then this gap over here is 1 inch to, it's somewhat the same there. But then it goes from 2 inches to 1 inches, from 2 inches to nothing. I am just utterly confused.
It seems so much more difficult to do it that way.
It seems like it would be way harder to do it whatever way this is done. I think literally somebody just like threw it up, held it with one hand, screwed it, and then walked over here and screwed it. Like they had no... Alright, pretty exciting time now. We actually get to add some paint back to this. This is a slate gray color, and it's a floor and porch paint. We went with a heavier duty paint because, as you can see, there's scuff and marks all over this trailer from where stuff hits the wall, so maybe this paint will help with that. And we don't have any of our trim pieces in because we're going to do that after the fact. We're going to get as much coverage on this as possible. And, man, I mean, we cleaned it as good as we could, but it just looks rough. So, hopefully it sticks and lasts, but I mean, we're on a budget build here, so we're doing the old polish up a turd routine, Molly.
It's gonna look nice.
It's gonna look nice. It's good. You're right, Molly. It's gonna look nice. Oh my gosh, it's so hot and humid. We just came back from a collaboration with Ambition Strikes, which is coming out in a couple of weeks, but it was like 40 degrees or less up there with no humidity. And we came back to...
You're glistening already.
I know. We came back to whatever it is. Feels like 100% humidity. Why is the coverage questionable?
It's definitely not green either. Like, it's more blue.
Why is it not like...
Maybe because it's thick, because it's porch paint.
Well, it looks like it's not thick, is my point.
Oh.
Ooh. Honey, you might want to get out of here. Might be a mask wearing ordeal. This seems high in the VOCs.
Very nice.
It looks alright.
You don't like it?
It'll look better with a second coat, but it looks pretty good. Huh. I'm indifferent. These projects are tough for me because I go from like building furniture grade stuff where it's like tolerances of like a 64th of an inch and no blemishes. And working on these projects are fun and that you don't have to worry about that stuff, but also a little like I kind of want to nitpick about stuff, but that's not what this project's about, Molly.
Nope.
It's about keeping it cheap and fun and just making something that's useful. Doesn't have to be the prettiest thing in the world we ever made. Just got to be good enough. And this will be good enough.
Good enough, and it'll look just fine, and we'll have a lot of fun. Toting it around.
Yep. We have a whole bunch of this leftover 1/4 inch aromatic cedar plywood. That's a mouthful. But we're going to use it instead of the old battens that covered all of these gaps. We don't know if we're going to paint it or not yet. We're going to put it all up with the cedar side out and then make that determination later. If we don't paint it, it's going to smell really nice in here. Just don't know if it'll look good. So let's put all this up and we'll make that decision after. Well, the jury's in, and we've decided to keep the cedar exposed, at least for now. Because we're not 100% sold on it the way it looks right now, but it looks good enough to finish it up. And, like, we'll use it. We don't have much time to get this done, to be honest with you. So we'll use it, see how we feel about it. If we decide to do something different, we'll come back and do it then. In all honesty, that probably means we'll never fix it. Or never do anything different.
We might. If we use this a ton, I could see ourselves redoing it.
Souping it up a bit.
Yeah.
But for now, it's going to be good. So we're going to finish putting in the bottom strips here. And this thing's going to be pretty much...
just reattach the AC and...
ready to go. We got to put in some accessories, do a little customizing, and she'll be ready to hit the road. All right, it's pretty exciting. I think this is going to be the last day of this project. And on the to-do list today is basically all the comfort items that's going to make this place be cozy and a nice little getaway spot. First things first, we need to put some type of surface up here. There were 2 shelves originally when we bought this. They're covered in oil and nasty, and they're really overbuilt for what we need. So we're going to put in a nice piece of plywood, high enough that our AC will slide underneath it, and it'll give us a place to sort of put stuff up and out of the way and be able to use this space still. Then we need to add in our power system, which will go over here. And with the power system, we need, outlets and those sorts of things. And as you notice, didn't put any lights back in this thing. And we left all of these with screws in it so that we could run wires in here later if we want to. But for now, we got a cool idea how we're going to light this thing up. Super cheap and super nice. So let's get to it. One of these days, Molly, we need to make the, follow-up video to this container and clean this place up, eh?
It's still not done.
Don't zoom into the people.
I'm not zooming.
Don't zoom in for the people. We got some more cedar plywood back here we can use, Molly. That'll be nice. Gosh, does it need to be 1/2 inch?
Probably. I mean, not a quarter.
I think a quarter would do.
No.
But okay, we'll do 1/2 inch. Okay. Golly. I got it.
I can help.
I got it.
I can
I
help.
got it. Alright, moment of truth. Does it fit? This is... If it goes in, it'll be a miracle because I am basically guessing. Well, I mean, it's too hard to measure this exact, and I don't know if it's symmetrical, so it's kind of a guess. Sister! Oh. I mean, I have a gap over there.
I mean, do you want to come over here? I mean, we could do it and put a backsplash.
I knew there was a reason why I liked you, Molly. Backsplash it is. What do we care about these little
Or
gaps?
further. Just cover them up.
Backsplash! Sister, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, it's not like grand.
Well, we're talking about a 1/4 inch gap. Be covered, no problem with a little backsplash. I like the way you think. But you done did giving me a perfectly good option there. Yeah, we'll just use some more cedar. Make her smell even better in here. This piece
Really
is,
smells.
yeah, it's nice. But we need it too. Your stinky butt.
Stop! You're the one who doesn't shower.
Whoa, I have to shower. You know why? Because I'm not stinky. Zing!
Babe, I'm not stinky. I just like to be clean. Not bad.
Looks pretty darn good. This isn't like the strongest shelf in the world, but I don't think it needs to be. And worst case, we can add something more or add a post in the middle. But for now, it's good. Ready for our high-tech light system here? 35 bucks. Now we're gonna have plenty of light. These are, well, it's probably gonna be too much. We might wanna like turn these on and see. But our plan is to wrap these around basically the entire trailer. And then they'll just plug into our power station that's going to go live right down here. Easy as can be. And all you got to do is just flip the button on the power station and you're good to go. So, again, keeping with super simple and super cheap. This was like 35 bucks. Before we cut this thing, let's try it out. Make sure it actually works first.
Yay!
Wow! It's gonna have some ambiance in here, Molly.
Very nice.
Gonna have the TikTok ambiance.
Oh no.
Take it down. Apparently you can cut these, but you have to cut them in just the right spot. And this looks like one of the spots I can cut it, but I'm not actually sure. I mean, obviously that would be perfect. Here's one of the spots. Let's cut this first. We're about to find out. Okay, so I think I can cut it to this spot.
Yeah, because look, this isn't on.
Yeah. So I can cut it.
Wait, does that mean the next section's going to be off?
No. That's a risk, ain't it?
Yeah.
It shouldn't work that way. I'm risking it for the best good.
You owe me $35 if it doesn't work.
What do I get if it does?
I'll go get you an icy.
Stop. Work, baby. Woo!
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about. Probably should tape that thing up though.
Probably.
Because that's 120 volts, unless that sucker will just would put that on there and then tape that.
Yeah. Welcome to our new home on wheels. We added this magnetic screen, which would be super nice when we're at a campground, and we can close it up and keep that door open and keep all the nasty bugs out because nobody likes that.
Bugs are a massive problem here, especially when you're trying to camp. So this $10 upgrade here is gonna be probably the best thing we did on the entire trailer.
And we need to find one big enough for the back door so we can have both doors open and have a nice breeze blowing throughout. We don't have to keep the AC on, and it'll be just super nice.
Yeah, also this thing's pretty cool because it's just like magnetic.
Kind of satisfying when it works all the way down.
It's a little bit long, but
yeah,
she works.
She works.
The wind is hurting us here.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Well, it works most of the time.
It works, trust me. So we finished up our counter and it turned out super nice. It is pretty big, actually.
I think you could sleep up there.
I mean, a child probably could.
I think you could sleep up there, honey. That thing is huge. You could put another one up there. We could just have bunk beds here in the front.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, we got our AC put back in place, and we also have our temporary power station. We haven't exactly decided what we want to do with cords and stuff just yet, so we'll have to figure that out soon. All of our lights are put up, and it turned out super nice. It is so cozy in here, and I'm kind of shocked, but it's really cozy. We actually just plugged this back into the truck, and only one single marker light no longer works. So in all the fussing around, only one of them stopped working. I'm shocked.
I call that a success, and I can easily get to the wire back here that's the culprit, but yeah, that's big win. Next, we want to put a bed setup back here, something that's kind of off the ground so we have storage underneath, and we're not exactly sure what that looks like just yet, so that will be in the next video. This bed setup needs to be something that's super easy to remove because obviously we plan on hauling materials and stuff in here, and we also are not planning on keeping a mattress in here because more than likely it would get gross. So we just want something that's functional but easy to remove back here. And we only had a couple days this week to work on this project because we were over at Ambition Strike's place in Idaho, actually, doing a collaboration video with them. That video comes out in 2 weeks. You're not going to want to miss it because it is absolutely hilarious and awesome. And that's all we have for this week's video. But next week, we're going to wrap this project up. Part 3, we're finally going to get it done. It was supposed to be a 2-day build, turned into probably a week total build. Yeah. But we'll see you in the next one. Peace.